Eka.
And I'm Gab.
And this is The It Show!
Ayan. So, welcome to our first episode.
Pilot episode.
Pilot episode, meaning to say, on the get-go, pagpasensyahan mo na kami ni Eka kasi we are both very excited but also very
Anxious.
kabado kami ngayon. But that doesn't stop us and we're so excited that we will do this podcast with our special guest. So, she is a mother of two, enjoys tennis, recently got into golf. She loves her whiskey, but with all caps at saka bold letters, mahilig siyang
Kumanta.
Correct.
Okay. Mahilig siya kumanta and she happens to be the EVP and General Manager of Ardent Networks. So without further ado, let's all welcome Miss Sharlene Yu!
Pati yung mga nasa set.
Stop siya.
So we're honored to have our special guest with us. And then, part of the discussion, since this is episode 1, is that you want to talk about a certain theme, but not limited to.
Yeah.
At least ngayon, we want to at least discuss finding hobbies while carrying responsibilities and also being a mom / general manager / everything na nandun sa introduction. We can start from there, but Ms. Shar, if you want to share anything else under the sun, we would be happy to expand.
Yes.
So basically, my life story. No?
Yeah. Thank you. Okay.
Hopefully, it's interesting enough to put on air. But I actually didn't start as an IT professional. I graduated high school here in the Philippines, and I went to the US to study communication arts. I'm an artist, so arts talaga. Okay, so that's completely not IT.
Galing.
But at the same time, I was in a very long distance relationship with my current husband. My husband, current husband.
Shout out to Ethan.
Tipen!
So we were in a long distance relationships, and I was planning out my life, how it would look like, going back to the Philippines. Knowing that eventually we're going to get married, syempre medyo I need to recalibrate din how I see my future. And as for my husband naman, all he's thinking about when he graduates ganun is really to take over the business and to grow the business. So that's where our headspace is. Coming back to the Philippines after graduating and starting work. So prior to getting married, when we were engaged, I already started working for one of the companies, which is IT retail. And that's where I started from the very bottom because I have no business background. I studied art. So my first job was to do canvassing. And then after that, I was put in different jobs. At that time, our retail company was actually going under. So when I was put in this company to start out, I'm sure the grown-ups are thinking like, she can't do anything worse. Let's put her there and learn, diba? There's nothing worse she can do. Parang she can't up more than it's up now. Parang ganon. Okay. So that's where I was put. I went to all the jobs. I had an arts background, so I also did all of the flyers and all the posters. And then I had to resaw all of the flyers all around. And then also I had to fix the deliveries for the next day to be delivered to the branches, yung mga items na nasa warehouse. So it's really all around operation. So that's where I started.
Pero, Ma'am Shar, we are just wondering, may option ka ba or choice ka ba to say no sa lahat ng to?
I didn't say no and I didn't say yes. I went up to my future mother-in-law and I asked her for a job.
That's so cool.
Because I asked for a job and we weren't married yet. We were engaged, and then that's when I asked for a job. Because I already know that when we get married, I have to help out. So it's better that I start early.
So what happened, ma'am, dun sa... Is it a dream na parang...
It's not my dream to be an IT professional.
You studied arts, di ba, ma'am?
I studied arts.
What happened now? Or
Bad.
have you ever
I'll
thought
tell you the truth, I love money more than art.
Yeah.
That's the real reason. Because when I was doing art in I studied in Los Angeles. Very bustling na and very mature na ang industry,
Mm.
and digital arts is also really hot at that time.
Okay.
Coming back to the Philippines, we didn't really have
That kind of.
it wasn't a mature industry. Yes, there
Yeah.
are films being made. But for me, since I'm an illustrator, graphic designer, so when I look for jobs, illustrator ng children's books, ganon, no overtime. Also, but we were expect to work around the clock because the clients were from US. So all the artwork is being outsourced in Philippines where labor is cheaper, and I was doing a lot of overtime. And then I was also doing sideline of artwork. I thought to myself,
So
magugutom ba ako dito?
So what you're saying, Miss Char, is you had a point na you tried it for some
I
time.
tried it.
And then
Oh.
it didn't make sense at that time because wala. You already see down the line na parang,
And it's
Oo.
completely different from I would say the family culture of the family that I'm going to get married to. And prior to that, I did try after graduating. I'm an international student, so I don't
Right.
have like a working visa.
Mhm.
And I look for jobs there, but the question here is, if I was somebody from the US in a city where there's so many artists and talents, will I hire someone and apply for and pay for working visa for someone who
Who
is not
is-
from here when
right.
I have so much to choose from? Because I could have decided that I would look a little bit harder so that I can stay in the US. But what kind of future would that be for our relationship? So I really had to pick.
Mhm.
Because if I wanted to stay, believe me, I would look much, much harder. Siguro I applied for one place. That's it. Parang, okay, I tried, di ba? So I think in a way, I really decided na, maybe for me, life is back home. Life is back home, gonna start a family. Because if I've started working there, and I already know that my husband, yung goal niya talaga is to manage the business in Philippines.
Tama.
That makes sense.
Hindi, tama yung sinabi ni Ma'am Char. Someone really has to decide. Kasi kung hindi kayo, una pa lang, hindi kayo same ng goal sa buhay, hindi siya mag-make sense. Why do we have to stay in this relationship kung hindi naman tayo same ng pupuntahan? 'Di ba? So, tama. Sobrang nakakatuwa. And meron akong nabasa na book na one of the best or the best decision that you could ever have or make in your life is to choose your partner in life.
The biggest decision.
The biggest decision.
The
The biggest decision.
The biggest and most critical.
Okay.
Because that the partner can make or break your life.
Right.
Oo.
Siguro, Miss Char, to at least move on further to another phase in your life is, what did you find, or when was the time na parang may tipping point that things were beginning to, you're enjoying it na, nag-decide ka na when you got here, like, how old were you, and what was the next step? Moving towards that direction when you decided to business up.
To business up.
Yeah.
I think it's when my husband proposed to me, and I said yes.
Oh.
When I decided, time to grow up.
Like things got
Parang
real.
time to grow up.
Right.
Time to grow up. Kasi in my family, they don't force me to be a certain thing. Because when I decided that I am going into this field, knowing that I don't have the background for it, I got a lot of support, not just from mother-in-law, but also the other board of directors who were currently executives at that time. So they were doing all the execution. So they were working full time. So I got a lot of mentorship from them.
Mhm.
I also had to go back to school
Mm-mm.
to take a lot of management, finance, accounting courses. Because definitely, since I do not have the background, I needed to educate myself. I just gave birth to my son, 4 months, 4 months old.
Wow.
Then that's when I started going to UAP for night classes. Before kasi pag bata may energy, meron na akong
Totoo.
energy, wala na akong energy. So,
Kalma na lang si Ma'am Char. O, kumalma kayo lahat. Ito ang gagawin natin. Kakanan tayo, kakaliwa tayo.
you really need to make ROI the energy that you have when you're younger,
Yes.
because that's the golden time where you're gonna soak up a lot and you're making your name and you're making your
Yes.
friends.
Right.
Yes, tama.
So, kids,
Ako, Gabriel,
young professionals.
makinig kayo kay Ma'am Char.
Oo.
Ako, Gabriel, I'm wondering, Ma'am, ito yung pinakagusto kong point na mapag-usapan natin dito from you.
Mm-mm.
Bilang sobrang busy as a mom, as a EVP, general manager, with all of these things happening, paano mo hinahandle, ma'am, kapag napapagod ka na and nababurnout?
Well, kawawa ang asawa ko pag nababurnout na ako. We talk a lot. We talk a lot at home. I think it is my job to make sure that you guys feel safe. So,
Grabe. Oh, that's
so-
a lot.
and this is the truth, okay?
Hmm.
Things rattle me. I'm human.
Mhm.
Things rattle me, things worry me. I worry a lot, I have anxiety. But it doesn't serve for me to give that energy to you. Kasi I serve as somebody who is supposed to make you feel safe and give you confidence, diba? To think critically and make the decisions that you need to make.
Mhm.
Maybe may kunting guidance if I have a background for
Mm.
it. Maybe some ideas. But ultimately, syempre, in order to lead a lot of people, you can't be the one who's freaking out.
Tama. Totoo yan,
And
Gabriel.
nararamdaman natin yun.
Yes.
Like,
And Ma'am Char, we experienced that personally. Yung sinasabi mo, Ma'am Char, na hindi ka pwedeng, ikaw yung manager, ikaw yung leader, then ikaw yung nakikita na nararaga.
we can
Yes.
relate.
Oo.
Yes. Pero it takes time.
Yeah.
It takes time.
It takes time.
Para makuha mo yung ganong ka-compose na sarili, even if
To be honest, kasi matanda na ako ngayon. So, I'm very
Happy birthday,
particular.
Char. Oh,
Char.
yes.
Particular where I put my energy in. When I was in my 20s, I was so passionate about everything. Meron pa nga parang galit na galit ako, may hagis-hagis pa yan, may umpog-umpog pa ng chair. Wala na akong energy ngayon. I have to conserve my energy for things that I think I need to give a lot of energy on. Kung hindi, burnout.
yes,
Mm.
totoo.
So, Miss Char, like, kunyari, kasi looking at our employee base, no? Meron mga 20s, may 30s,
Millennials,
may
Gen
40s.
Z.
Like, what advice would you say for two age brackets? One is sa mga 20s,
Mhm.
di ba? Na medyo bago-bago pa. What's
In your 20s, you have a lot of energy.
yeah.
You have a lot to learn and you have a lot to prove. Sometimes what I see, and this is a generalization, so it's not every single person in this generation, but I noticed that the younger generation, medyo mabilang na on yung trabaho na binibigay sa kanya. This is not my job. This is not my scope. Yung ganon, di ba?
Mm-mm.
But actually, it's a disservice to yourself. Because during your 20s, all the way to 30s, that's the time that you need those challenges and those things that you're not familiar with
Mm-mm.
in order for you to build your capabilities.
Mm.
If you don't have those opportunities, by the time you hit 30, parang yung like other people are level 50 but you're just level 20 because you've said no to a lot of things when you were young. When I was in my early 20s, I married early, I had children early, but I was also working. So, a lot of sacrifices. Walang pili-pili ng trabaho. Walang pili-pili. In fact, if they ask me to do something that I've never done before, talagang ilalaman ko yan. So that later on, I'm building my value.
It's a service to you.
It's a service to me. I'm
Ah.
building my value. But if inayaw ko lahat ng binigay sa akin, then I'm only known for this. Later on, when I'm 30s, I see my other peers, diba? They're probably like
Yeah.
getting into senior management positions. I'm considered a junior because I've not experienced all the other things that make a person professionally more well-rounded.
Yes.
Mm-mm.
Tama. And all the things kasi na natututunan natin from wherever company man na nandun tayo, hindi naman siya naiiwan kapag umalis tayo dun sa kumpanya na yun.
No,
Yeah.
oo. So your experience and
Agree.
then your difficulties and challenges during the time you're just like, why me? Kaso
Ako, Lord,
pag
thank you.
nalampasan mo yan, or maybe you solve that particular problem, or maybe you failed,
Yes.
then sa next mo, in hindsight, you're just like, oh, it's a good thing nangyari to. I know not to go there, or oh, it's a good thing nangyari to because now I know how to solve it.
Mhm.
So that would be your early 20s.
Kasi sometimes, yung willingness to learn, yun yung pinakamahirap eh.
Mm-mm.
Yung parang open ka na matutunan yung isang bagay. Kasi lahat naman ng bagay sa una, mahirap. Siya.
Yeah.
Mahirap talaga siya. But if you're willing to learn, and you spark the interest to learn, then doon magsisimula talaga na magigain ka ng...
Kumbaga, parang para sa ito eh.
Oo, para sa'yo
sa'yo.
naman.
Regardless kung asan ka ngayon, regardless kung asan ka ngayon, para sa ito. It's for
Yes.
you. And
It's really for
yeah,
you.
the job
Oo.
follows, I
And-
think the
and
career follows.
Huwag ka muna mabilang. Because later on, when you build your experience, you know
Titignan
your
ko lahat
value,
Oo.
it's easier for you to back it up. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Oo.
Ganda nun, Gabriel. Feeling ko, wag na natin yung sundan. At sobrang ganda nung sinabi ni Mama Char na
Yeah.
habang bata ka, kailangan dun ka kumuha ng mga bagay na dapat mo pang matutunan.
At para sa iyo yan.
Para sa'yo yan.
Ang challenge ko ngayon is the willingness to learn. Because
Yeah.
now I have so much experience. Sometimes, I don't think in a learning, parang iniisip ko na solution or ay nadaanan ko na to. When in fact, I should have been looking at something na parang learning pa rin yung eyes ko. Sometimes kasi our experiences now, the impede to our learning.
Tama yun.
So,
Kasi you
yan ang
say that you're
disadvantage.
capable.
Kasi parati na parang alam ko na yan or
Default
nadaanan
na
ko
yan.
na yan. So now, it's harder for me to learn new things.
Oo,
Mm.
tama
Tama.
nga naman. Unlearning and learning.
Oo.
'Di ba?
Mm-mm.
Kasi, sabi nga, may nakausap ako na for you to be able to learn new things, you should also unlearn.
Yes.
Iyon yung kasi kung meron ka nang bagay sa utak mo na sa tingin mo, iyon yung dapat o ito yung tama, hindi ka matututo ng mga bagong bagay kasi hindi ka open eh. Di ba? So, the willingness of learning, yun talaga mahalaga.
Or sometimes feeling mo kasi, parang this is a similar situation as before, so you're gonna solve it this way. When in fact, it's not a cut and paste. Oo.
Tama.
Oo. So yun yung medyo impediment sa too much experience din.
Parang, wag mong pangunahan. Okay lang. Give it a chance.
Oo.
Tingnan mo kung...
Or sometimes, syempre, after so much experience, iniisip mo na parang, I experienced so much already. Alam ko na to. Wag mo na sabihin sa akin. Alam ko na. That's what I really have to, overcome now.
Overcome.
Stay conscious of, parang gano'n.
Stay conscious of, oo. And then kind of remove all that clutter and be really, really open. To learn pa rin.
Like for now, kunyari, Richard, we've run through your, fun question would be, what gives you joy now? Like, what do you enjoy doing, especially at this time? I'm sure very ROI ka na with the investments that you've done, investing on
Yes.
yourself, staying true to nag-aaral, para sa akin to eh. So, ano yung para sa'yo na na-enjoy mo naman?
So both my kids are old already, so I don't have to give so much time. Kasi when you're also in your late 20s, early 30s, maybe you've had kids, small kids, diba? Nauubos yung time sa kids. You really have to sacrifice. You have to prepare to sacrifice the things that you like. You really do. Kasi your time is finite. and you also need to work so that you can get money to pay for your kids.
So you have to
So parang priority talaga is the kids and the work, diba? But when they're older now, like what I'm experiencing, I can go back to yung mga dating naiwan ko. Unfulfilled
Oo.
dreams. Oo.
And ngayon, Ma'am Char, you are playing golf and tennis.
Yes.
Very active ka, Ma'am Char!
Yes, I just came from a tournament match last weekend. So,
Oh,
just living it out. So it doesn't matter na I'm not a pro,
yes.
but
Yeah.
I'm just a professional amateur.
Pero at least, di ba,
Oo.
very deliberate yung alam mo kung saan ka nagkakaroon ng joy and then you
Yes.
get to find time now to at least enjoy the things na somehow nasa huli ng pila nung...
Na-delay.
na-delay
Oo,
lang.
na-delay na.
Kasi when you
Sige
have
na.
little children, sometimes you feel like, is it gonna be like this forever? Kasi they're so demanding. Sinusukaan ka na sa mukha. You know what I mean? Tapos, every single moment, nakakatulog ka ng 5 minutes, gigisingin ka naman. Sometimes you feel like, is this gonna be my life forever? But it's not. It's just a stage.
So
It's just a
this
stage.
isn't forever, I think
Yes.
is our take.
Mm.
Oo.
So, lahat may stages.
Oo.
Stages na pagdadaan.
Just don't expect you're gonna do everything all in the same time. Iaano mo na lang siya.
May timing lahat ng bagay.
Kabahan ako.
Parang kinakabahan na kami.
Kasi we're entering, like ako, kids na next. Recently married. Noted, Miss Char. Like, pipiliin ko sila versus my hobbies, versus my...
Kasi honestly, that's why young people nowadays are not even having kids anymore because the hobbies trumps the kids.
Yes, tama. Kaya sabi nila, Ma'am Char, di ba, na kailangan i-enjoy mo muna lahat ng mga bagay na gusto mong gawin bago ka mag-asawa at magkaanak.
Honestly, sa akin, baliktad eh. Nag-asawa muna ako. Oo.
But still.
Yeah.
Time to
yun,
enjoy.
the thing is yun. Kasi kami, we started going out when we were 16. So, we got married early. We had kids early. At that time, everybody was going to embassy, having fun. And we had kids and we've got work. So, okay lang din. Sometimes, punta din ako sa Emba.
Punta tayo sa...
So, okay lang.
Oo.
Sometimes, punta ako embassy. Tapos, ipump ko yung gatas. Wag po ko painom sa bata. You know what I mean? Tapos, wag painumin sa bata. Responsible naman ako. Tapos, But then, and then go back to work. But, just don't expect that you're gonna have the same lifestyle. Because you're gonna get disappointed and then you'll get depressed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tama.
Mm-mm.
So,
Managing expectations rin.
Managing
managing
expectations. Then, you will just have to reduce. You still want to play golf every weekend, once a month, twice a month, diba? Yan. Parang, don't let go of that either, but at the same time, just expect that more time will be given sa family.
Tama.
It's worth it naman. Like, no questions. Like having kids.
Because I'm not a kid person, but I know my duty. I know my duty. So when I got a boy, when I got a girl, sabi ko, kota na ako.
Kota na.
Oo. But I don't regret it because now that my kids are old, they're proper adults, di ba? I have people that I can talk to, and they're people that I like.
Yes.
And then think of it as you're also mentoring someone, di ba, to be a responsible, successful adult. So, when they do become happy, when they do become successful, masaya ka rin para sa kanya.
Feels like a gift.
Yes.
Feels like your achievement.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oo.
Tama.
Not my life, their life,
Right.
but still, I had a hand sa paglalaki sa kanila, di ba? And sa
So,
pag-
mid-30s boys, kaya natin.
Kaya natin yan.
Ayaw man yan. Sandali lang yan.
Sandali.
Ganong kabilis
This too
lang.
shall pass.
Yeah. This too shall.
This too shall.
Oo.
Pero may start to close na lang. What's your favorite quote?
I think all the choices, even those you think that are no choice, they're actually your choice. And that's quoted from my husband. Oo, kasi ang ibig sabihin niya dun is if you feel like you have no choice or you always feel like you're in the mindset that it's not your choice, then you're giving your power away. But even if on times you have two hard choices and you have to make a choice, you give yourself the power of choice. So that you know that nasa iyo pa rin yung power and you're not just
It's yours.
letting things happen to you. You are actively the one choosing for yourself. Even though it's a hard choice.
Even though it's a hard choice.
Oo.
Punong-puno kami as hosts to even
Yeah.
have the
Yes.
the chance to do this with you.
Yes, and
Sana kay
And I
Ren, you
really
enjoyed
appreciate
it.
you inviting me kasi alam mo naman yung life story tuloy.
Oh, we hope you enjoyed it talaga.
Pag binukas mo, lalabas talaga yan.
and with that said, Ma'am Char, thank you so much.
Thank you also for inviting me. Thank you guys.
Thank
you,
guys.
Thank
Sir,
you
palakpakan
guys.
natin si
Yeah.
Char. Yay. And that is a
Cut.
wrap.
Thank you so much for watching our episode. I hope you enjoy the conversations that we just had.
But before anything else, we would appreciate that you would like, subscribe, and continue to watch our episodes for The It Show
This is sponsored by Dell Technologies
and Ardent Networks. See you on the next
episode. Thank you!